Salutations everybody, it is Maddie here today. It appears that Bethesda is delivering on a promise. Checks watch about 2 years late. I thought it'd make for an interesting discussion because we're talking about Creation Club, which is one of the more divisive topics amongst the Bethesda community. Some people thought it should be used as mini DLC provided by modders paid by Bethesda to help give Fallout 4 and Skyrim even more legs than they already had by the already established modding community. Even Bethesda's Pete Hines went out of his way to establish that these were considered mini DLC, but then he also backtracked and said they're not DLC. So the conversation around Creation Club sort of fizzled out. It was really confusing. Overall, people just decided we don't like this. But now Bethesda continues to push Creation Club with, interestingly enough, what they're dubbing their largest Creation Club launch yet. And I thought it'd be interesting to scroll through all of this together and pretty much go through what Bethesda's bringing here. One of them being the Fallout 3 piece of Creation Club content I covered about a couple of months ago that I personally said was the worst way to bring back Fallout 3. And overall, let's get this started with a pretty interesting one, but one that's not going to be a surprise. It's about settlement building. It says, virtual workshops. Travel to new worlds from the comfort of your settlement with the VR workshop. At first, I thought this was actually like virtual reality workshops, which could have been cool, but I think this idea in-game is pretty interesting. Featuring limitless resources, huge building limits, placeable enemy spawners for your own custom encounters, and a selection of weather, music, and visual filters to choose from. Simply craft a new VR pod, hook it up to a power source and a terminal, and you can transport yourself to a series of exotic landscapes and iconic Fallout locations like Grid World, Atomic Crater, Desert Island, and the Capital Wasteland's GNR Plaza. This includes 40 new workshop items, most of which can be crafted in your real-world workshops. So they're using parts of other Creation Club content to be included in this. Like, for example, the Capital Wastelands GNR Plaza is a part of another one, which we'll get into next. But overall, this one doesn't sound bad. Now, what's interesting about this whole write-up is there's no prices mentioned, which I think that shows a little bit of self-awareness from Bethesda, because they're probably not going to be good prices at all. I'll be honest. Always, I say with the Creation Club, it's not the content that's the issue. Like, this actually sounds interesting, but it's that Bethesda will try to sell it to me for $15, and I could go ahead and label 40 other things I'll spend $15 on. So we can see some screenshots here of some of the places that you can go to. This one kind of reminds me of Fallout Miami. I like this one quite a bit. But overall, this is probably the Atomic Crater. Solid looking locations, gives you a little building variety. Probably not bad for people who really like settlement building in Fallout 4. I know when it first came out, I enjoyed it, but that sort of fizzled out for me. But let's scroll down to Capital Wasteland Mercenaries. This is probably the most interesting one for my audience in particular, because I know a lot of you guys are like me. You love Fallout 3. Fallout 3 is one of my favorite games of all time. Don't get me wrong, no disrespect to New Vegas. I know people will come in and defend that one, but I'm just saying, love Fallout 3. So Capital Wasteland Mercenaries, what is this? The Capital Wasteland Mercenaries creation comes with 8 new mercenary outfits, 2 of each classic Fallout 3 style, Veteran, Troublemaker, Charmer, and Adventurer. We returned to the original concept art when creating these to give them a fresh appearance. To obtain these armors, you'll need to fight the good fight in the Capital Wasteland by helping a ragtag group of mercenaries defend GNR, return to this iconic setting, and fight off an antagonistic military company that's taken over the station. So once again, I love this, man. Fallout 3, I have no problem going back to this, but I don't trust Bethesda in the terms of cashing in on nostalgia. Also, these outfits are probably not the ones I personally would have selected out of what's available for Fallout 3, but it does make sense in the terms of the narrative that they're going with here, which is mercenaries have taken over GNR, so of course you're going to want to loot the mercenary outfits. That would make the most sense. It's not like you're going to find, for example, the Brotherhood Outcast there, and you can get that armor skin, for example, for your power armor. I would have liked something like that. There's a number of ways they could have gone with Fallout 3 armor. I'm sure you guys also have great ideas with that. Plus, the weapons in Fallout 3 would have been really cool to, for example, have someone drop a fire lance. Just, I mean, it's Creation Club, man. Have fun with it. I'm not saying that this won't be fun, but I think still there was room for more ideas here, and you can get a look at the armor once again. And overall, not bad. Nothing's wrong with the content, just I don't trust the pricing. I guarantee, quote me on this, it'll probably be sitting around the $20 range. I wouldn't be shocked if it were below at least $10. But I'm going to go ahead highball it because that's what Bethesda does, 20 bucks. CR-74L combat rifle. When traveling through the Commonwealth, a gun is as helpful as a guide. The CR-74L offers both It features a fully automatic assault rifle that can tear through your enemies at breakneck speeds with several different faction skins to customize its look. It also includes a handy holotape manual and virtual companion, a helpful guide as you learn the rifle's make and history. So pretty much building a story behind a gun. I kind of like that idea personally. It would be interesting if they actually wrapped this one into the Mercenaries one. That'd be kind of cool, right? I think that could fit sort of well. But they're separating it because they want to diversify the content, offer more options to the consumers. So let's take a look at Gunners versus Minutemen, and I'll get into what the main points of all this content is in just a second. Join the fight to retake Quincy. This can be done whether or not you've joined the Minutemen, although you'll find they're sturdier allies if you've helped them reestablish them in the Commonwealth. I like that. They're accounting for a choice you made and building off of that. As an extra reward, this creation contains new power armor skins for the 45, 51, 60, and X01. 3 of these celebrate the Minutemen, 3 of these celebrate the Gunners, and we can see some of them right here. So new power armor skins build off a choice that you make in the story mode. And what all this is highlighting is Bethesda's doing what I think Creation Club should have done from the start. Between this one here, we can also see this in the Mercenaries one, that Bethesda's really expanding what Creation Club can offer, and now we're getting quests with 8 new outfits, and it's much more substantial than, say, for example, when they added the Prey weapon and armor as 2 separate things, or the Doom package where you could get the BFG as well as the Doom Marine armor. Now we're getting 40 new workshop items alongside multiple locations you can go to and build in. It's much more expansive, so it seems like they broke through somewhere with Creation Club. I know initially when we were studying Creation Club back in 2017, I believe it was, people were looking at the file types. There was some type of file that was holding back these mods from being something much more, and it seems like they're starting to expand them, which is really what the game could have used years ago. I don't know if anyone's going to care as much now. Once again, no disrespect to the creations. I know some people have taken it that way, but I do not want to sound like I'm negative towards people's work, because they're doing good work. All this looks great. It's just, what's Bethesda going to price it at? Let's go down to Tesla Cannon, designed by the US government as a lightweight anti-tank energy weapon. The Tesla Cannon delivers a massive jolt to any unfortunate soul standing in its path. This creation includes custom modifications to attack styles and a new quest that has you track the whereabouts of a missing gunner crew. So once again, and this part isn't new, so don't get me wrong here, but having a new weapon with a quest and also new modifications, new attack styles, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. That does not mean that the quest is going to be expansive, because, for example, there are already quests within the Creation Club that allow you to obtain weapons or armor through a short quest that takes you maybe like 45 minutes to complete tops. So let's move down to customizable vault suits. Behind every vault suit is a number, and with Vault Tech, every number has its own story. With this content, you can modify or clean your suit at any armor workbench, or try a more classic look with utility jumpsuits from the Capital Wasteland. Choose any vault number between 1 and 120, and pick from 7 different colors to help customize your suit. So, interesting for sure. We can have our Vault 101 suit again. So it adds a little more customization to the gameplay. You can get into a bit of a role if you really wanted to, although I don't think Fallout 4's story allows it that much. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So once again, no mention of prices. Scroll all the way to the bottom. Nothing here. But yes, as Bethesda said, this is absolutely their largest launch when it comes to Creation Club. There's a lot of substantial content here, and none of it I saw and looked at and went, this looks bad. It's just about pricing. If Bethesda can get the prices right, I'm not going to be one of those people who goes out and says, give it to us for free, for God's sakes. Come on. But I would like to see them price this fairly, and I'd be willing to engage with it. I mean, I like Fallout 4 a lot for what it does right. It does a lot wrong, but it also is a good game in many ways, and I would not have an issue paying to go back to it. It's just that, for example, this here will absolutely be in that $15, $20 threshold. I would be stunned if it were not. And I just don't trust that Bethesda, unless the quest, by the way, is skimpy, right? Like if the quest is 15 minutes, Bethesda probably will price it lower. But if it is that hour-long experience, I'd be expecting between getting all the armor, going to the GNR, cashing in on nostalgia, I think it will be around that price. But everything else, like, I can see this being like an $8 one. You know, I could see all of these 4, 3. I could see where they're going to price all of these. It's just that I hope Bethesda keeps it fair. At least that's from my perspective when I put it out. But anyway, I just wanted to offer my thoughts on this because some people had been asking me about it, mainly because of the Capital Wasteland part. People know I love Fallout 3 to death, and I've been fighting for a while to hopefully try to get in Bethesda's ear that they should do a Fallout 3 remake, even if it's against what maybe their company standards are of wanting to make new experiences. I don't think it would hurt to go back to it. So I appreciate you guys linking me this, and I hope you enjoyed a little bit more of a laid-back video instead of doing, tons of gameplay and scripted commentary. I just wanted to kind of go in here raw and just give you guys my thoughts. So love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Other than that, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Thank you once again to the patrons who make all these videos possible. It was just Thank You Patron Day yesterday, and I just gotta say, man, you guys have been life-changing, giving me a sense of security with this job, but also being an excellent community that always welcomes me with open arms. Thank you guys so much for that. If you're interested in joining the Patreon, then click the link in the description down below. It'll give you all you need to maybe come and join one of the greatest communities on the internet. So I'd love to hear from all of you, and I'll talk with all of you soon. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.